Good afternoon, and welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Hermitpack. So, you'll notice behind me, I've been fairly busy over here. This is actually all done with the platforms mod. So, I'm still getting a little bit of lag. I went through and I removed all the worms from that. But yeah, I removed all the worms from that. But it's still, I mean, it's a combination of like the crafting mechanic and the channels and stuff. I'm still working on sorting all of that out. I'm probably going to copy this world into a test world and start breaking things and see just what point that I can tweak it to where it doesn't, it doesn't cause the lag. It's really strange it's causing that much FPS, but anyway, this was all done with the platforms mod. An absolutely wonderful mod. If you guys want me to cover it more in detail, let me know, or I can do it like a tutorial for it. Which may be better because, I mean, this is pretty much what it does. It's just a decorative mod, and it just does, like, decking and stuff. You can actually climb up these as well. But there's different kinds of decking and whatnot that you can set up and all. So if you guys want a tutorial on how to use it, I mean, it's very, very simple. It took me about 20 minutes just playing around with it in a test world to figure it out, like, to get, really comfortable with it and everything. And then up there, I did start building. I've got mob spawning. I haven't lit that up yet. Probably should do that. But anyways, I did start building that out. And we have like the additional roofs there. And up there, there's some stone. That's where we're going to start actually building out. More part of the cave is going to come out. So I've got a bit of work to do with that kind of stuff and have the cave actually, all around kind of come out and do like stone bridges with vines coming down and all that elaborate stuff, which most of that I'm not going to do till I have flying because it's going to be like spanning distances and I don't really want to do that. I mean, I could shift and back trot. That's normally what I do for like vanilla type or early game type building, but yeah, I'll probably just wait till we have flying, honestly. And this is the platformer for platforms. Basically, you can just tab through this and select what you want. I made my stuff out of dark oak, but you can do, there's other things that you can make it out of. All different kinds of wood. Also, if you look at platforms, there is a metal version as well as stone. The monkey wrench is just used to rotate blocks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But if you guys want more detail on it, I can do a tutorial or something. So just let me know. And if so, I'll try to get that out for you guys pretty quick. Because like I said, I mean, it's fairly simple mod. So, but anyways, I was debating, because originally we were planning on doing some more refined storage stuff. But I decided that we're going to start diving just a little bit into immersive engineering today. Just random chunks of wood. Like, it wasn't over here just a minute ago, and it hadn't done that up until now. Very, very strange. But anyways, I was looking around, or I was kind of debating on the base and stuff, and I want to do a lot of natural power. So right now, I mean, our oil processing area, of course, is all ran off of seeds. So, technically it's a natural resource. And so I want to start getting into immersive engineering, not as much for the power, but for the visual aspect of it. Because I want water wheels moving, I want windmills moving, I want that motion feel to the inside of this base that I think is really going to add to it as we progress with the build itself. So that's what we're going to be working on today, is starting some basic immersive engineering for the base and everything, and getting that underway. And we actually do have an engineer's hammer already. So if you don't know how to make it, it's just iron, sticks, and string. But I got that, I think, from there was a immersive engineering villager building. But anyways, of course, the first step that we're going to need to do is to make ourselves a coke oven. Some of these coke bricks. So we're going to need 27 of them, if I recall correctly. So we're going to need a bit of bricks and sandstone. We're going to need a bit of bricks and sandstone. So let me get some of this clay cooking up, actually. And by the way, I did make a juicer from Pam's Harvest Craft, just stone and pressure plates. And there is our 28 coke bricks. So, and I'm gonna leave this running, I guess. We're gonna need, if we plan on getting very much into immersive engineering, we'll definitely want additional coke ovens. So, and honestly, immersive engineering is something that I'd really like to get into for a couple other reasons. One being that I want the power wires from it, because I want to run them with the illumination wand and make like kind of like lights that hang over some of the garden areas and stuff. But anyways, if we right click this with the engineer's hammer, it will create the multi-block structure. So, but there's a few things like that that, you know, I really want from immersive engineering that are kind of crucial to the build, or, you know, to bring it together and everything like that. But anyways, now that we have that, what we could do is we can throw some coal in there, and you'll notice it's going to start running. You can actually see the percentage up there, thanks to the one probe mod. But this will take a while to run through this coal, and what it's going to do is it's going to create coal coke with it, and then also make some creosote oil, which is what we're really after at the moment. And now that with that running, let's go ahead and get ourselves a drum. And we're just going to go with the reinforced drum, I do believe. Just because we might as well. It's easy to craft. I actually need to set up the quarry again, I think. Because now we're actually producing a bit of power. It's not, it's not crazy power. But it's fairly decent. And I would like to get the quarry up and going again. Just so that we have more resources coming in. We'll go ahead and set that up. And so now we're getting creosote oil into the drum. So it's not going to back up because this can really only hold 24 pieces of coal worth of creosote. So you do want to go ahead and pump that stuff out. Now, in addition, if we wanted to, and I think we want to, another thing that we can go ahead and set up is the ability to pump that coal in and out of this. So what we'll do is we'll say that you pull out here, and you'll notice that our coal coke went into there. And then, let me see, can we, by chance, set it up like back here? Can I extract from this, insert? That does work, okay. So we can add coal into this chest, and it'll get sent into this coke oven whenever there's space, and then the coal coke will come out in here, so that doesn't get backed up. And then our creosote will come out on this side. So that's perfect. That is wonderful. I love it. And so now the next thing that we need to do is let's just grab ourselves a bucket of this now that we have 1,000 creosote oil in there. And then let's get ourselves some wood. And you're going to want wood planks, by the way. And just kind of wrap them around like that, and then throw your creosote bucket there. That's going to get you these treated wood planks, which is what we want. And because that's what we're going to use to make things like our water wheel. So you'll notice that right here, it takes water wheel segments that take treated wood planks and then treated sticks. We're going to need 4 of those for each water wheel. And then we're also going to need steel. So we could go mechanism route with steel. Mechanism is honestly probably the easiest way to get into steel. It's very, very simple. It's just basically running iron with coal, and then run the product of that with coal again, and then smelt it, and you've got iron or steel. But since we're getting into immersive engineering, we're going to go ahead and get into the immersive engineering blast furnace. So to make that, we're going to need 27 blast bricks, just like we made the coke oven. So it's not too bad. It just requires some bricks. And then in addition, it requires some nether bricks and some blaze powder. So let me run to the nether for just a minute. Alright, so I've got some blaze rods that I sag milled. Because of course you get 4 blaze powder per rod instead of 2. So I actually made way more than I need. But honestly we'll end up using it because blast furnaces, they're not the quickest thing in the world. Especially these initial ones. Eventually we'll get into the reinforced ones. Those are a bit better. But these starting ones are not all that quick, and we will want a bit of steel as we move forward. So you know, we're gonna make more blast furnaces. So that's pretty well unavoidable. So let's put it, for right now, we're gonna set it up right here. So just like that, and then once again right click it, and it's gonna create this blast furnace multi-block. And so now what we can do is we can grab our coal coke, and coal coke in the blast furnace, you're gonna have to either use, or the blast furnace, you're gonna have to either use coal coke or charcoal. You can't just use standard coal. So you know, realistically, we could do a charcoal farm, but charcoal only has a burn time of, was it 1600, if I recall correctly, as and then coal coke has a burn time of 3200, and coal coke, from my experience, just works better. So if you have access to coal coke, you know, it's definitely worth putting that in here. And then what you'll do is you'll add some iron. Let me go grab some iron real quick. And I know a lot of you guys have probably messed with Immersive Engineering before, so I do apologize. But of course, we're going to cover all the bases. But we'll go ahead and throw that iron in there. And you'll notice it's going to slowly start running. And you can see the percentage building up right here. Once that hits 100, it's going to create a piece of steel for us. Now, it's going to require a little bit of coal coke per piece. I want to say, actually, one piece might do a piece of steel, because it looks like it's about 50% on both the burn time and the thing. So, oh, that works out. And so, anyway, while that's running, let's go ahead. We've got plenty of this stuff. And actually, can I get... Now, this crashed the game. Whenever I try to look at the recipe for crafting table on a stick, this actually crashes the game on Sky Factory. So fingers crossed it doesn't do it on here. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. That just requires a sign and a crafting table. So we're going to go ahead and snag that. And there's our sign. And then we'll go ahead and do that. And there's our crafting table on a stick. So now we can craft anywhere we go, which is the click of a button. So that is something that's very, very handy to have. But anyways, let's go ahead and get ourselves some more of these treated wood, or some more of this treated wood. We've got probably about, right now, probably 3 more buckets worth. Yeah. So we'll be able to get a decent amount. Alright, so we've got 40 treated wood planks now. That's wonderful. Now for the water wheel, we're going to need, what is it, 12 sticks per segment, or per water wheel. Or no, 16, sorry. It takes 4 water wheels. I don't know why I was thinking 3. So we'll need 16, and I want to do 3 water wheels to get started. And so we're going to need, what, 48 sticks? So there's our 48 sticks. And now that I think about it, I think I had a couple treated wood sticks, but I don't think it was enough to actually change anything on that. And then we'll go ahead and get our first water wheel segment, so we have 5 of those. And then if we just get ourselves some steel, look, that's perfect. 3 pieces of steel, and we need 3 water wheels. And if we just put those segments around there, that's going to get us our water wheel. And while this is running, yeah, let's go ahead and set up our area and get our dynamo. So to actually generate power with this, you are going to need a Kinetic Dynamo. These are fairly simple, but they do require a copper coil, copper coil block. We're going to need some copper wire. So this stuff we can actually get with the wire cutters. Look at me, starving to death like a pro. I'm terrible about watching my hunger bar. So our engineer is wire cutters, and then we're going to need to make plates. Let's see, we're only going to need like 8 of these. So what we can do to get our plates is we can actually use the engineer's hammer to pound that out into plates. And it is going to take a little bit of durability damage, but that's okay. And then we can cut it down into wire. And now we can get our LV wire coils. And then our copper coil block needs iron. So we're going to need 4 pieces of iron and 2 pieces of redstone. And then our Kinetic Dynamo. Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's see how our creosote oil is going. And what I wanted to do is these first water wheels, I kind of want to set them up back here. I think that would be really, really good. I'll be honest with you, I'm not as concerned about the power. So I'm gonna set these up to be a little bit more aesthetic than you know, power efficient and whatnot. Because basically, whenever you set these water wheels up, if they hit the front top of the block and then go all the way around the back and then come out, it's a lot more power efficient that way. But you know, I'm not as concerned about the power, so just a heads up. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to break out a little area right over here, and I kind of want it to be like just above this fountain pretty much. And I think we're going to go with like right in there. I'm going to open this up just a little bit, but if we take a look here, I think right in there. Once I get this set up, the water won't wrap around the front, so that's okay. But we'll do that and that. And I mean, technically you don't have to have a kinetic dynamo with this. It's just kind of up to you. You know, if you don't want power out of it, you don't have to. You're not forced to get power. So, but I will come up with something to hook this into to make it look like it fits better. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to set up here. But anyways, we're going to want the dynamo to plug into the center of the water wheel there. So basically where all the rungs connect, I guess is what you would call them. I don't know water wheel terminology. Rungs are a ladder, but I don't know what that would be. Is it the spokes? Something like that. And what we're going to do, I don't want to run across the building, so let's go ahead and just get ourselves a stone chisel here, and let's just do a piece of cobblestone. And basically what I want is I want just 3 single bits. That's fine. Because I want this to be very unnoticeable. Now, what we could do is we could actually use leaves, which, I don't know, I may end up changing this to leaves. We'll see. But what I want to do is right up here, right at the front of our water wheels, like right there, and right there, we're going to put just some bits, basically. And like I said, I may switch those into like leaves or something, because leaves actually, there's a certain spot on leaves that you can break and it's invisible, like to the naked eye. And but basically that chisel, that little bitty bit, is still going to count with water and stuff. It's still going to count as a full block space. So water's not going to be able to flow in that direction, basically. And we can also do the same on the sides, which we might want to do that actually. So let's, you can actually do the same trick with like cactus farms. You can set like a chisel or a chisel bit next to where the cactus would grow and break, and it will, act as a block, and it will break that cactus. So anything that you need like a block, but you don't want to take up a bunch of space or, make it noticeable, that kind of thing, you can use the chiseled bits. So, and there, after long last, we have the water wheel setup that we want. I will say though that we're going to adjust one thing, and if you notice, like, one of those water wheels isn't really moving right now. That's just kind of a byproduct from me placing cobble and setting getting the water wheels to go where I wanted them to and behave the way that I want them to and all that stuff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to break these off and then just replace them. Right there. There we go. So now all of our water wheels are running, and they're running correctly. Let me just fix this. A little bit of water there. Because generally, if you place cobblestone and then you break it, it'll reroute the water, but the water won't reroute after it's broken. So you can kind of adjust the way the water flows and stuff that way. So now we've got our water wheels running, and I think once that's spruced up just a little bit, it'll look really, really nice. Now, in addition, we can pump power out of this. So let's get ourselves, just really, really quickly, let's get ourselves some, probably, we could go with LV. So what we'll want is some of these LV wire connectors. You can also do relays. Basically, connectors are going to plug into things to either pull out power or put power into something. And then the relays are used to move. If you're not connecting anything, you can use the relays to move those wires farther distances. But anyways, let's get This does take hardened clay, which isn't really an issue. And then in addition, we're going to need some LV wire coil, which is just that copper wire that we made earlier. So, alright, there's our LV wire connector. Now in addition, let's go ahead, just for the sake of seeing it, let's make ourselves a capacitor bank. So we'll just do like a basic capacitor bank. It's fine. There we go. I think that's all. Yeah, that's all we have right now is basic capacitor banks. We have to upgrade those soon. Once I get some kind of an area set up to actually store the power. Because I need to start getting everything moved out of that building, you know, in the near future. But anyways, we'll set this up right here. And then what we can do is we can attach our LV wire connector, like right there. And then we can connect to this basic capacitor bank. And then what we can do is we can just right click it with our coil. And you'll notice that this is starting to get power. It's getting 51 RF per tick. So not bad. Like I said, you can make these produce a little bit more power if you have, I believe the water is about as far up as it needs to go. But if you have the water come out like one more block space straight before it falls, you'll produce the maximum, which I want to say the maximum is like 58 or 60. I mean, it's not a huge difference. And honestly, at this point, I mean, the power generation is minimal compared to the other stuff that we have running, you know. So, more than anything, it's more for looks. But, you know, if you're just starting out or something, you can't always make this stuff for power. And it is fairly efficient. But there is a lot of other stuff from Immersive Engineering that's a little bit farther down the road that we will definitely be using. So I wanted to get, you know, creosote and steel and stuff like that being produced, as well as get something that's really going to add to our build. Because basically I want these fountains, you know, I want the water to come down, hit these fountains, and then wrap around. And basically, like, it's hydrating our farm, quote unquote. But it's not, of course, it's not going to reach the whole way across, but that's fine. It's really just for decoration, you know. But yeah, so anyways, I do believe, though, that that's going to end this episode out. I'm going to add another water wheel on this other side. And, you know, we could add additional water wheels. We might. Water wheels and windmills, stuff like that, I really want to use in this build because I'm thinking about having like a small like stream that kind of runs through this area. And so I'd like to have some kind of a water, like a mill building attached to it with the water wheel, you know, running and everything. Plus, I think those water wheels look good. I like having moving parts inside the base because it adds like another layer of depth to the, you know, to the base build and everything. So, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. Actually, I don't think I've ever built a water wheel like in really any of my series. I could be wrong. I mean, it's not something I commonly do. Let's put it that way. But this build, it really goes hand in hand with, I feel like. So, but next episode, we will definitely be getting into refined storage and, you know, messing about with that mod. So, just a heads up. You know, I was originally planning it for today, but I decided I really want to work in this area, and I want to get those windmills and stuff, because I think this area is going to look very, very good once it's done. So, so I decided to prioritize that, I guess. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys join me for next episode, and until then, as always, do take care and stay safe, and I will see you guys next time. And by the way, stay tuned to the channel, because our collaboration will actually be starting the afternoon that this is coming out. So do stay tuned for that. It's going to be really, really exciting. And I know Sheridan and I were talking about actually maybe building together, playing together and stuff. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys are excited about it. I know I am. It's gonna be. I've been looking forward to it, you know, since I first heard about it. Because it's gonna be a season-long event, and which the season, I believe, will be a full year. that will be doing that, you know, up until next year in a new pack and a new season and everything. So it's gonna be good stuff. There's gonna be some major builds going on the server and everything. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's gonna be exciting. So anyways, I hope to see you guys on that, and we will be doing some streams next week for Qantas. So stay tuned to that as well, and as well as some videos and stuff coming out, and just a lot of fun. So I have nailed down the build that we're going to be doing on that series. So it's going to be a very big build, but also one that is kind of like a coming of age, I guess, for the channel. So but anyways, I'm gonna quit rambling. I hope you guys join me for that, and I hope to see you guys next time when we get back into refined storage. And next episode, I believe, is episode 10, so there will be a world download. So any of you guys that are interested in downloading the world and playing around in it, and you know, having a closer look at how things are set up or how I built things or whatever, that will be next episode. It'll be every 10 episodes we do a world download. So, but anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. So take care.